Okay, let's break it down by position. How is the NFC affected by the draft for fantasy? Let's talk about the quarterback position first. With probably the biggest surprise of the first round, Justin Fields lands in the windy city of Chicago.
Correct.
Do you like this pick? Do you like this landing spot for fantasy?
I absolutely love it. It's a good pick. The Bears have, at the time when college football finished, he was the number 2 quarterback prospect coming out of college.
Well, for years.
Yeah.
It was like 1A, 1B. Yeah.
Yeah. Which this is crazy. And now the Bears jumped up. And not that no one expected it. There was very minimal talk of the Bears.
It was probably like there were teams that was like, oh, this could happen. But I think the Bears were like, this is probably the least likely team to do this.
Yeah, exactly.
Out of the teams that could
They were on the list,
up.
but they were the last one on the list.
Exactly. Massive surprise.
Mm-hmm.
So you like the fit for fantasy?
Yes, absolutely.
I agree. I think obviously Justin Fields steps into actually a lot of pieces already there with Allen Robinson, Darnell Mooney, which we were both pretty high on going into year 2.
Yep.
David Montgomery, and then Cole Kmet. I think this helps every single person's upside going forward, specifically in Dynasty.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what this year will look like. The Bears already came out and said Andy Dalton is still the quarterback 1. He will start.
Which I highly doubt.
Is that real or is that just kind of face value?
100% doubt it. It's smokescreen. They're keeping Andy happy. They're giving Andy a nice little pat on the back. Don't worry, man. You're still here with us. Once Justin Fields he's already at the facility. He's there. He gets, accommodated in. I personally believe he will be starting week 1.
Yeah. Well, it'll be fun to see. I will say with confidence that Dynasty and redraft, but more specifically Dynasty, I am so much more confident in the weapons in Chicago. Allen Robinson, my confidence is through the roof. Darnell Mooney, David Montgomery, and Cole Kmet. The last person I want to quickly touch on, I have Cole Kmet ranked way too high in my Dynasty rankings.
Right.
And I'm not necessarily worried about it. I feel very strongly that Cole Kmet has a great future now that they have a quarterback that's not even just capable, but has superstar potential.
Yeah, I like Cole Kmet. Is he extremely high in my rankings right now? Probably not. That will definitely change going into the season. But I do see a lot of fantasy value in him.
Yeah, right now in Dynasty leagues, he is my tight end 11, which is a lot of people are going to be surprised by that. And that's okay. Okay. You talked about smoke screens. Potentially the best smoke screen of the offseason was the 49ers pretending that they were interested in Mac Jones. The pick happened and every single 49er fan rejoiced. It was Trey Lance, not Mac Jones. We saw videos all over the internet of every 49er fan saying, oh my God, thank you so much.
Yes.
It's not Mac Jones. They didn't even care that it was just that it was Trey Lance. Everyone said it's not Mac Jones. It's not Mac Jones. And that will be interesting to see, down the line if Mac Jones turns out to be an absolute stud and Trey Lance doesn't pan out. We're not saying that will happen, but if it does, it'll be so funny to look back on those videos.
It would be absolutely hilarious. And you know what's crazy? Thinking about it, what was the point of the smoke screen? Just so you didn't want people to know who you picked? No one was going to jump you. Unless the Jets or Jags traded out, which that was never going to happen in anyone's lifetime.
I think maybe the reason for it was they didn't want anyone finding out how good Trey Lance was. If they really believe in him that way. I was watching Pat McAfee and they had Jay Glazer on the show and they said, Jay knows everything. Jay always knows. Jay, how early did you know that it was Trey Lance? And Jay was like, look, guys, I knew 3 weeks before the draft it was Trey Lance. I just found that so funny. And apparently he said Kyle Shanahan heard about the Mac Jones rumors and he was like, well, there's no reason for me to stop these. So he didn't.
Right. Makes sense.
But Trey Lance lands in San Francisco. I love this fit. We absolutely love this fit. And specifically, this offense is the best offense that any rookie quarterback is going to step into for their first year.
Yeah. And, there's so many weapons on this team already. Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle, and then you have the backfield, which is now just crazy.
We'll talk about that future in the second. We'll talk about that backfield.
But I love all the
fit.
weapons there. 100%. He is definitely the best quarterback going into this, or the best. He has the best offense going into this.
Let me ask you this: in Dynasty, where is Trey Lance as far as ranked out of your rookie quarterbacks? I have him at quarterback 2, right below Trevor Lawrence.
No.
Where do you have him ranked?
At the moment, I have him ranked 3.
Okay.
Out of
Fields
obviously the top
him.
3 is T-Law, Fields, and Trey Lance.
Okay.
The only reason why that is at the moment is because I believe Trey Lance is in a harder division. If Aaron Rodgers leaves Green Bay, then I think, Justin Fields can kind of have a field day in that division, in my opinion.
Field day. But okay. We both love the fit. I think I have him as my quarterback 2. As far as the rookies go, you have him as 3. Hopefully that helps you make your decisions. Again, if you want to unlock our full rankings, patreon.com/fantasylandfam. We're going to be talking about it throughout the show. All you got to do is sign up to any tier, and you'll be able to unlock all those rankings. All right, Kyle Trask lands in Tampa Bay, the heir apparent to TB12, which begs to question, is this Tom Brady's last year in Tampa Bay, or is it just a future asset?
Yeah, that's
safety insurance.
I believe it's a future asset. I believe it's a, Tom Brady went to everyone in the office and was like, give me someone to mentor, because my days are coming. Okay. It's going to be coming soon.
Which is weird, because I don't feel like Tom Brady's worried about mentoring anyone, though.
I don't think he's worried about mentoring.
I'm desperate to mentor.
I don't think he's desperate to mentor, but I think that's his, Tom Brady's probably going to retire, but I think the next step, he realizes that, his time is coming. So let me pass down the torch. Let me try to do this. And I'm not saying Kyle Trask is going to be Tom Brady, but he has a perfect opportunity to learn from one of the best quarterbacks in the world.
Yeah, for sure. What did I say when we talked about him before the draft? I said where he lands will heavily determine his future success in the NFL. Mm-hmm. If he lands in a team with a bunch of weapons, he's got a great chance to be a successful quarterback in the league. Mm-hmm. There's not many places you would rather land to, be a young rookie quarterback.
Right.
You got Tom Brady you can learn off of. And then when he is done, whenever that is, you got Mike Evans, you've got Chris Godwin. I feel like they should have tried to get Travis Etienne. They didn't. That's okay. They have a bunch of running backs there. So there's a bright, bright future for Kyle Trask. Now, maybe the biggest surprise move from the quarterback position in the draft is Kellen Mond heading to Minnesota in the 3rd round. This was a big surprise to us. We did not really see this coming. Kirk can't love that pick, can he?
I mean, maybe he doesn't love it. I think it's a 3rd round pick. They obviously got an offensive line, which we'll talk about a little bit later. But I don't think that this is a big surprise. Let me rephrase that. I do believe it's a surprise. I don't believe that Kirk's be like, whoa, what's going on here? I think he was like, you know what? It's understandable. We probably need a backup quarterback. We need someone that can just sit in, fill in, just in case something happens to me.
3rd round, you can get a really valuable player. I mean, I say it too often, but Terry McLaurin was a 3rd rounder. Antonio Gibson was a 3rd rounder.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you're right. You're absolutely right. I mean, I don't know. So, maybe this is not any time soon that I see Kellen Mond on the field. I truly believe 3-4 years, maybe when Kirk contract is up and they want to move on, Kellen Mond has that mold. He can learn the system. Yeah. He has that body.
To me, this is a meh pick. Yeah. It's a meh fit, right? It's not good. It's not bad. It's just meh.
There's not a huge fantasy impact on.
Well, there's no value in redraft at all.
Yo, what's good? Thanks for watching. We got a lot more videos.
A lot more.
If you want more videos,
watch it.
You can also subscribe
right now
if you want to.
You need to.
And lastly, don't forget that you can sign up to support the show and get exclusive content by going to patreon.com/fantasylandfam.